I had one of my students come up to me and says, "What do you deal with people that are emotional vampires, that they just sack up your energy?" And I said, "Well, I've never met a emotional vampire, but I have met people that I judge, and my own buttons that I have on them make me want to either avoid or something in them because I've associated in my past more pain than pleasure, more negative than positive. And as a result of it, if I can't escape them, I'll feel drained. And I'm going to have this idea that I need to avoid these people, and if I can't avoid them, I'm going to feel drained. Because I'm going to be under this fight or flight stress response, which is going to oxidize and you up a whole lot of energy. Your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, blood sugar goes up, and you're going to drain your energy. So wise thing to do is, I find, is instead of labeling people emotional vampires or draining people or whatever, I don't find that to be true anyway. I go and find out what specific trait, action or inaction, do they display or demonstrate that I dislike and despise most. And I go and identify it, get really clear on what it is. So I'm looking at what I'm judging. And then I go and ask with reflective awareness, where do I do that? Because I only resent people on the outside and want to withdraw from people on the outside that represent parts of me on the inside that I'm too proud to admit that I have, but I'm actually ashamed of, and they're reminding me of it. And I'm trying to avoid that in my own life and cover it up, and they're coming into my life to point it out. They're my teacher, not my vampire. And if I go in and find out where I've done it to the same degree, quantitatively, qualitatively, and then I go back to the moment they do it, and I now ask the question, at that moment they displayed it, how did it benefit me, and how does it benefit me? Spiritually, mentally, career, financial, family, social, physical. How does it help me fulfill what's most meaningful to me? If I sit there and I don't see how it's serving me, I'm going to be drained by it. If I see how it's serving me, I'm going to be fueled by it. So it's not what happens to you out there, it's your perception of it and the expectations you have and your past baggage that you're bringing. A lot of our emotions aren't because of outside century. We now know that our perceptions are also top-down impacted and from our previous experiences. So go and find out how it serves you, and don't stop until the advantages are equal to the disadvantages. So you see it on the way, not in the way, and they're not going to drain you. The draining is not what they're doing. The draining is your perception of what they're doing. Because I've had people that have come to me and said, I can't even be around that person. And I take them aside and do what I call the Demartini method, which is a series of questions, which I gave you 3 of. What do they do? Where do you do it? How does it benefit you? When you've done it, how did it benefit the people you've done it? Where did this person do the opposite behaviors? If they had done the opposite behavior in that moment, what would have been the drawback? And who is doing the opposite behavior when they're doing it? You ask a series of questions, because the quality of your life is based on the quality of the questions you ask, and you liberate yourself from the emotion if you answer it and hold yourself accountable. People are accountable are masters of destiny. People aren't living false causalities, and they go into credit and blame, and they dissociate from what's going on in their life, and then they think, oh, that drains them. You're designed to be drained when you're not being authentic, and you're not being reflective, and you're not being yourself. So they're your teacher, not your enemy. So there's no real individual out there that drained you. It's just the perceptions and expectations and associations you made, and you can change that. William James said the greatest discovery of his generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their perceptions and attitudes of mind. So don't let the outside world dictate your feelings. Take command of your perceptions, your decisions, your actions, and do this little exercise and see what happens.